Hey there everyone, happy Wednesday morning. I am King 5 meteorologist Adam Claiborne. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the sunshine that is out there. It's been a pretty decent start to the day. We've had some fog and that's something that will be around here as we go over the next few mornings as well, to go along with the afternoon sunshine that we're going to see, and temperatures that will steadily climb here as we head into the upcoming weekend. So we're going to see that. We're going to talk about rain that's around for parts of the weekend. Most of it will be dry and then eventually a cool down. But I wanted to start off with this, and you're probably going to ask me, okay, why are you starting off with the almanac from yesterday, which showed a high of 49 degrees? Well, for one, that 49-degree high broke our 11-day streak of seeing highs in the 50s or above. But the main reason why I wanted to show you this graphic was right there at the bottom right side of your screen. Right there, you see that number, 5:59? That was the sunset yesterday, and that's going to be the last sunset we see in the 5 p.m. hour for a while, because today is the first 6 p.m. sunset of 2025, and we're going to see some more changes as we head on into the weekend and really throughout the month, because check this out right here. This graphic shows the amount of daylight that we gain here across the U.S. and here at the northern tier of the country, the state of Washington, we gain 100+ minutes of daylight here as we go throughout the month. And let's talk about that. So today's sunset, March the 5th here on Wednesday, is at 6 p.m. Later into the month, 3 weeks from now, 7:31, into April, the middle of April, April 16th, into the 8 p.m. hour there, and then May the 7th will be at 8:30 for a sunset. And well, we're going to see quite a few changes even over the next few days. So we get the first 6 p.m. sunset here later today, and then on top of that, here as we head into the weekend, we get the first 7 p.m. sunset with daylight savings time starting us up and springing us forward an hour heading on into Sunday. So make sure, daylight saving time, you want to make sure to set your clocks forward for an hour. You don't want to be late to any of your engagements that you might have heading into Sunday. All right, let's talk about the forecast, because you need to see the sun in order to have a sunset, and I think we are going to have some pretty nice and sunny evenings ahead, as the forecast is looking to be fairly tranquil here as we head on to the end of the work week and into the upcoming weekend. And then we'll deal with what's happening into the weekend coming up here very shortly. I wanted to show you what's happening here across some of our mountains and also across western Washington, because it's just a beautiful day shaping up. That's Hurricane Ridge, the sun shining over the Olympic Mountains. Here's Wishka, and you can see our school net site there. Kind of shows you some of the fog that was in place earlier this morning now has completely burned off. A lot of clear skies and a beautiful, serene looking Bellingham Bay here early into this Wednesday morning, and then La Push, a little more action heading off that way. We do have a few sprinkles that will be possible out towards the north and the south coast as we go throughout the afternoon, but should it be a whole lot, and we'll have a lot of sun breaks in between there too. Westport looking gorgeous. Tacoma, a lot of sunshine here. Fog tried to move its way in during the latter part of the morning, finally began to burn off, and then here in Everett, you can see that skies, they are sunny and should be staying that way as we go throughout the day. All right, here in Seattle, we're at 46 degrees. Things are calm for us for the time being. It should stay that way as we go throughout the day. As far as what's happening for our temperatures here across the region, a lot of chilly lows this morning. Check out the number in Port Townsend, down to 27 degrees. It was a cold start. We had some patchy frost to go along with that. Lower 30s in Olympia and in Puyallup. Shelton coming in at 34 degrees. So you can definitely tell that we were seeing conditions that were very chilly here for the start of our day, and probably are going to be the same here as we go over the next couple of mornings because of the clear skies that we're expecting. Now, fog is beginning to burn off. Some of our visibilities, which were closer to about 1 mile, well, those have started to come back around 5 to 10 miles. Mason County, Thurston County, still down that way around Chehalis. We're dealing with a little more fog, but I think overall we're going to expect that to start to burn off here as we go later into the afternoon. So down this way right here, still expected to hang with you here for a little while longer. All right, let's talk about the radar, because it's pretty quiet. I did mention we do have maybe a few sprinkles, a few light showers that could develop out this way. That's going to be the extent of any sort of rainfall. Most of it now off of the coast, but as we look at futurecasts, you can kind of see that the heating of the day, you start to enhance some of the instability in the atmosphere, and you produce a shower or two kind of here and there. Not going to be a huge concern. There it is. You can start to see that popping up here and there as we go over the Olympic Peninsula, and probably a lot of that will be into the foothill communities of the Olympic Peninsula, interior parts of Grays Harbor County, Jefferson County, maybe even into Clallam County too. Probably even most of us close closer to the coast won't see much rain at all with this. But as we head on into the evening, we lose the daytime heating. We start to lose our dynamics to produce some of those pop-up showers if we do have them. Also at the same time too, things are really clearing out. So as we go throughout the overnight and then early into Thursday morning, check out this deck of fog that starts to develop. That'll be much more widespread and really impact more of us here around Puget Sound. The milky shading that you see right there, that's fog that's going to be with us as we start off into early Wednesday morning. Now, Futurecast shows us as we go deeper on into the forecast, because for Friday morning, even to Saturday morning too, we're going to keep things relatively quiet. But here we are heading on into Friday evening and Friday night, early into Saturday morning. This is at 3 o'clock in the morning. You see this atmospheric river. We've been tracking it, and it's looking like it's going to be staying generally off to the north. Now, you can also see right here along the tip of the Olympic Peninsula that we could be getting some showers out of this as we head into the day for Saturday. So I think the Olympic Peninsula not completely out of the water when it comes to shower chances here for Saturday. You're still going to see some off and on rain, but it looks like you'll be at the southern extent of this atmospheric river. And as far as the heaviest rain with it, it's going to be heading north into British Columbia and southeast Alaska, so not really impacting us as much down this way across western Washington. Where it does look like it will stay dry will be areas around Puget Sound and the Kitsap Peninsula. Even northwest interior might even squeeze out a lot of dry time out of this too before we head on into the latter part of the day on Sunday. So that's Saturday evening right there at 6:30. We continue on into more of Sunday now. This is Sunday evening at 6:30, and most of it is still either off the coast or right over the Olympic Peninsula. So those of us in Quileute, Neah Bay, areas over here closer to even to Hola, you're probably going to be seeing a decent amount of rain, or at least keeping things a lot more cloudy than what we're expecting farther south and to the east. Eventually, though, that will start to work its way eastward, and we are expecting to see that rain really in place by the time we head into that Monday morning commute time. And we're going to be putting down some snow into the mountains, and we're really going to start up more of an active period again here across western Washington and across the Pacific Northwest as multiple systems will start to come on through. The brunt of them still heading generally farther south or off to our north into BC or down into Oregon and California, where they could use some of the rain down into California. We could definitely use some too, so thankfully we'll be getting some rain with this, and then you can see as we head on into Tuesday and then into Tuesday night into early Wednesday, still keeping things relatively active, still seeing more mountain snow, and still keeping things pretty wet here in the lowlands, as we'll see that rain and that active weather really persist. Now, as far as the amounts of rain that we could see, here's over the next 7 days. So this counts from here about midday on Wednesday until next week, midday on Wednesday. And we're talking anywhere between about maybe a half an inch, getting closer to maybe 3/4 of an inch, some parts here in Puget Sound. Not going to see a ton yet here over these next few days with a lot of that rain heading up into BC. But out over the Olympic Peninsula, you can see that amounts are looking to be much different there, as we are seeing anywhere between 1 to 2 inches or 2 to 4 inches up closer to the north coast up there around Neah Bay, potentially getting in on a little more of this atmospheric river. The majority of it's still going to be impacting areas along Vancouver Island and into BC, where we could see some of the heavier rain and also see some bigger impacts with that as we head into your Saturday, your Sunday, and into the earlier part of Monday. Thankfully, again, not going to be a huge disruption as far as any sort of plans, but we could use a little of that rain, so if that can make its way on in here, stick around for a little while and not produce any sort of flooding, we'll definitely take that. And also, if we can put down some of the snow at the end of this too, across the mountains, we'll be happy with that. Now, ahead of that, temperatures do look to warm fairly nicely. We're going to see that system stay right off of the coast, and for Saturday and Sunday, while it's there, we're going to warm temperatures back in the mid to upper 50s. Could be a few 60s out there. I don't think they'll be nearly as widespread, however, as what we saw late last week back into the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday time, where we saw low to mid 60s for highs here across western Washington. And once that front pushes on through, highs do come back down. We'll see those back around the lower to mid 50s. And that's kind of like where we are going to be today. We'll see highs in the low to mid 50s, a little cooler up that way around Port Angeles with a high of 48 degrees. And then lows tonight dropping down anywhere between generally the lower to mid 30s. Just like this morning, wouldn't be surprised if we got a few of these spots to dip down briefly into the upper 20s before we start to warm back up, heading on into the afternoon after we burn off some of that fog. Here's your 7-day forecast. Sunny skies during the afternoon. areas of fog here during the mornings over the next few days, and then we'll head on into the weekend. Keep an eye out for some of those showers, mainly north and west of Puget Sound, heading on into Saturday, and then we'll keep the higher chances in play as we head on into more of the latter part of the day on Sunday and more so into Monday and also into Tuesday. So that's going to be the story for us here. Drier first half of the next 7-day stretch, wetter towards the second half of the 7-day stretch, as well as into the second half of March, which is looking to be wetter than normal for us across the area. So enjoy your Wednesday, and yeah, reminder again, today, first 6 p.m. sunset. So if you can't get out there and enjoy it later on this evening, go ahead and do so. We'll talk to you soon, everyone. Take care.